This is Catholic Challenge Live on the Living Bread Radio Network. Teams will test their knowledge of the Catholic faith. Join us on this journey as we navigate our way from BC to AD and everything in between. Today's defenders of the faith will take up their shield and sword to compete for prize money for their organization. Are you ready for the challenge? And now here's your host, Michael Roberts.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Catholic Challenge Live. Today we are at St. Phillip and James Elementary School in Canal Fulton, and we have two teams that will compete testing their knowledge of the Catholic faith. The good news, all of the prize money earned today will stay right here at St. Phillip and James Elementary School. It's a great thing. Before we begin our game, let's find out how to play. I want to welcome up again Mr. Dan Mitchell. He is the principal here at St. Phillip and James. He will read the rules for us. Mr. Mitchell, come on up.
In round one, each team will answer 5 questions. Correct answers are worth 10 points each. There is no penalty for incorrect answers. And if all 5 questions are answered correctly, you'll be given a bonus question worth 25 points.
All right, Mr. Mitchell, thank you very much. So, again this week, our teams are designated by their school colors. So we have a yellow team and we have a blue team. And so playing for both of our teams today, we've got all 8th graders. This last week it was the 7th graders, and so this week it is the 8th graders. And we want to welcome Luke Liptak and Georgia Bensel. They are playing for the yellow team. And we've got Thomas Yingling and Nick Savage. They are playing for the blue team. So guys, welcome. Nice to have you with us. We heard the rules. I think we're ready to play, right? So let's do it. Let's play Catholic Challenge. We'll start with the yellow team. Luke Liptak, you are the team captain. Here we go. Question number 1. This Catholic prayer honors Mary, the mother of Jesus, and helps us meditate on the life of Christ. We typically use a set of beads as we pray this prayer. Is it the Ave Maria, the Rosary, or the Magnificat?
The Rosary.
You got it, the Rosary. Question number 2, in Matthew chapter 16, verse 18, to whom did Jesus say, "You are the rock on which I will build my church"? Was it St. Peter, St. James, or St. John?
St. Peter.
St. Peter, the rock. Question number 3, she is known as the little flower. She promised to spend her life doing good on earth. We celebrate this very powerful intercessor's feast day on October 1st. Is it St. Therese of Lisieux, St. Monica, or St. Anne?
St. Therese.
St. Therese, you got it. Question number 4, during the part of the Mass called the Liturgy of the Eucharist, the priest consecrates these into the actual body and blood of Christ. Cheese and crackers, bread and wine, or grapes and chips?
Bread and wine.
Bread and wine, that was an easy one. Question number 5, it's true or false. St. Paul's first letter to the Corinthians, chapter 12, tells us that some members of the body of Christ are more important than others. True or false?
False.
It is false. No part of the body of Christ is more important. All right, you got all 5 of those right. Let's move on now to the bonus question. It's worth 25 points. Catholics belong to a local faith community, which is called a what? A diocese, a parish, or a neighborhood?
Parish.
Keyword is local, right? Parish. We are the local parish. All right, that is a round 1 sweep. So congratulations, Luke Liptak and Georgia Bensel. You guys now have 75 points. We'll move over now to the blue team. Thomas Yingling and Nick Savage are playing for the blue team. Thomas, you are the team captain. Here we go. Round 1 starts right now. Question number 1. This typically Catholic devotion is usually prayed at parishes on the Fridays during Lent. There are 14 meditations on the passion and death of Jesus Christ. Is it called the Stations of the Cross, the Psalms, or the Litany?
Stations of the Cross.
That's it. Question number 2. During the Middle Ages, these places became important centers of learning and education. Castles, monasteries, or farms?
Monasteries.
That's it. Question number 3. This pope, who served from AD 440 to 461, was the first to earn the title Great. He is a doctor of the church, and his feast day is November 10th. Is it St. Pope Leo, St. Pope John the 23rd, or St. Pope Pius the 12th?
Pope St. Leo.
Leo the Great, that's what we call him. Question number 4, it's true or false. Sunday was chosen as the Lord's Day because it was the same day as the Jewish Sabbath. True or false?
False.
Yeah, that is it. It's chosen as the Lord's Day because that's the day that Jesus rose from the dead. Question number 5, blessed are the poor in spirit, comes from what teaching of Jesus? The Beatitudes, the Commandments, or the Psalms?
The Beatitudes.
I have a feeling you heard that sometime in the near recent, haven't you? All right, you got all 5 of those right, guys. Let's move on now to the bonus question. It's worth 25 points. Here we go. Medieval cathedrals depicted Bible stories how? With painted ceilings, stained glass windows, or floor tiles?
Stained glass windows.
And they still do to this day. All right, very good. That is a round 1 sweep. So just like that, both teams are now tied at 75 points. We'll take another quick timeout. When we come back, we will introduce you to our contestants. Stay with us. You're listening to Catholic Challenge Live right here on the Living Bread Radio Network.
St. Raphael Bookstore is a proud financial sponsor of Catholic Challenge, the one-stop shop for defenders of the faith. Their resources are geared toward lifelong and new members of the faith. Online at catholicbook.net.
Prize money for Catholic Challenge is provided in part by Ziegler Tire, serving the listening area for 97 years and counting, with name brand tires and auto service that you can trust. Find out more at ZieglerTire.com.
And welcome back to Catholic Challenge Live right here on the Living Bread Radio Network. I'm your host, Michael Roberts, and once again, we are in beautiful Canal Fulton today. We are live at Saints Phillip and James Elementary School here in Canal Fulton. And today, our competitors are Luke Liptak and Georgia Bensel. They are playing for the yellow team. And on the blue team, we've got Thomas Yingling and Nick Savage. All 4 of these students are 8th graders here at Saints Phillip and James. We'll take a moment now and introduce you to our contestants. We'll begin with the yellow team, and we'll begin with Luke Liptak, who is the captain. Luke, nice to have you with us. It's most appropriate that you're playing Catholic Challenge because I understand your favorite subject in school is?
Religion.
It is religion. So what part of our Catholic faith do you like most? What do you like studying the most?
I like learning about the history of the church.
And it's a real deep history, isn't it? Yeah, that's great. Very good. And you love football. That's your favorite sport. Do you have a favorite team?
Yes, the Browns.
The Browns. So you're still a Browns fan. Wow. There's not many of you, is there? No, I know. He's shaking his head no. All right. Luke, thank you so much. We'll move it on now to Georgia Bensel. And something interesting about Georgia, she loves track. And she won a major award here recently because of that. Georgia, tell everybody what that award was.
It was the Canton-Akron Airport race. We ran on a runway, and I won first in my age division.
So you won first in that. That's great. I got to ask you, what was it like to actually run on a runway where airplanes should be?
It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
There was airplanes like at every turn. It was pretty cool.
That's neat. You weren't afraid that one was going to land while you were on, were you?
No.
Okay, very good. You like social studies. What do you like most about social studies? Anything in particular?
Just the history of our country.
Yeah, there's a lot of history with our country too, isn't there? All right, Georgia, thank you very much. We'll move over now to the blue team, the guys holding it down over here. Thomas Yingling is first with us. We had a Mr. Yingling last week. Any relation?
Yes, that is my brother.
Ah, so you have a brother that's in the 7th grade. He did pretty well last week. I think he won, didn't he?
Yes.
So you're going to have to take after him, right? Is the pressure on?
No.
Okay. I love it. Here's an interesting fact. He is a 6'2" tall 8th grader, and he loves basketball. Does that mean that the Cavaliers are going to sign you?
No.
You could take LeBron James' job out in California.
Maybe.
Maybe. All right. What do you like most about basketball?
The fact that you can do whatever on a court and still learn from your actions.
Great. So, being 6'2", I have a feeling that there's going to be plenty of basketball in your future. Does that seem safe to say?
Yes.
Yeah, very good. All right, Thomas, thank you. We'll talk to Nick now. He is the last member here. And something interesting about Nick, and something that I've never really gotten down, was archery. You like archery. Tell us about that.
Well, we have it here as a club after school every Fridays, and it's pretty fun too.
Is this something that you've done since you were younger, or that you just kind of took up here in school? Not many people say that they do archery anymore, at least not that I know of.
We started it here about like 3 years ago, I think, and that's when I started too. And we went to tournaments every year.
So how many bullseyes have you hit? Is that what you say, like the bullseye, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
So a lot. Too many to count. Mm-hmm. Wow, so he's really good. Again, he can give me some lessons on archery. All right, Nick, thank you very much. Glad to have you with us. By the way, all 4 of these 8th graders are members here at Saints Phillip and James Parish, and their pastor, Father McCaffrey, is in the audience, so no pressure or anything having their pastor watching them in the audience. We thank Father McCaffrey for his support of Living Bread Radio, too. All right, on now to round number 2. We'll find out the rules. Once again, here's Mr. Dan Mitchell. He's the principal. He's going to tell us how to play round number 2.
In round 2, each team will answer 5 questions. Correct answers are worth 15 points each. There's no penalty for incorrect answers. And if all 5 questions are answered correctly, you'll be given a bonus question worth 25 points.
All right, Mr. Mitchell, thank you very much. We will begin with the yellow team, Luke Liptak and Georgia Bensel. Here we go, guys. Round number 2 starts right now. Question number 1. This is a term describing rules and practices that the Jewish people have followed since the time of Moses. Is it the 10 Commandments, Mosaic Law, or the Triduum?
Mosaic Law.
That's it. Question number 2, like St. Paul, the early church realized that the message of Christ was for all people, including whom? The Canaanites, the Southerners, or the Gentiles?
The Gentiles.
You got it. Question number 3, from the Acts of the Apostles. On his way to Damascus, this man heard Jesus say, "Why are you persecuting me?" Was it Daniel, Paul, or Samuel?
Paul.
Saul at the time, right? But he changed his name. It was then Paul. Question number 4. This Roman emperor made Christianity the official religion of the Roman Empire. Was it Emmaus, Theodosius, or Jacob?
Theodosius.
Yeah, that's it. Constantine legalized Christianity, but Theodosius made it the official religion. All right, here we go. Number 5, true or false. In the early church, the Jehovah's Witnesses were the appointed religious leaders. True or false?
False.
That is right. The correct answer there are the presbyters. All right, you got all 5 of those right, guys. Let's move on now to the bonus question. It's worth 25 points. Here we go. This is a heresy taught by Arius that refutes that Jesus is Lord and hence is divine and equal to his Father. Was it Nicene-ism, ecumenism, or Arianism?
Arianism.
Yeah, it was taught by Arius. It's called Arianism. All right, that's a round 2 sweep. Congratulations, Luke Liptak and Georgia Bensel. You now have 175 points. We move over now to the blue team, Thomas Yingling and Nick Savage. They have 75. They want to add to that 75. So here we go, guys. Round number 2 starts right now. Question number 1. This is the teaching authority of the church, made up of bishops in communion with the Pope, who is the Bishop of Rome. Are we talking about the synod, the diocese, or the magisterium? Need an answer, guys.
Magisterium.
You got it, the magisterium. Question number 2, it's true or false. The sacraments of baptism and confirmation place an indelible or permanent spiritual mark on the soul, so they can only be received once. True or false?
True.
That is absolutely true. Question number 3, this is a part of human nature, and allows people to know the difference between good and evil. It is the foundation of moral life. Is it niceness, natural law, or discipleship?
Natural law.
Correct. Question number 4, this is a term for divine reading. In this form, reading is combined with prayer, meditation, and contemplation. Is it Lectio Divina, yoga, or contemplation?
Contemplation.
Now the correct answer, Lectio Divina, the divine reading. Question number 5, the requirement to observe Sunday as a holy day each week comes from what? The 10 Commandments, the Beatitudes, or a parable?
The 10 Commandments.
Keep holy the Lord's Day right out of the 10 Commandments. All right, guys, no worries. At the end of round number 2, you now have 135 points. The yellow team is in the lead with 175 points. Let's take a moment now and thank our sponsors for making our game possible here on the Living Bread Radio Network. We have so much fun going out and about to all of the different schools here in Northeast Ohio, and it is all thanks to our sponsors, Ziegler Tire and St. Raphael Books and Gifts. Both of these organizations have donated all of the prize money. They continue to support what we do here and what we do for Catholic education and benefiting the schools here in Northeast Ohio. So special thank you to them. All right, we'll move on now to round number 3. Once again, here's Mr. Mitchell, the principal. He's got the rules for us.
In round 3, each team will answer 5 questions. Correct answers are worth 20 points each. There is no penalty for incorrect answers. And if all 5 questions are answered correctly, you'll be given a bonus question worth 25 points.
All right, Mr. Mitchell, thank you very much. We will begin with the yellow team, Luke Liptak and Georgia Bensel. Here we go, guys. Round number 3 starts right now. Question number 1. This saint was a Roman Benedictine monk who baptized King Ethelbert of Kent in AD 597. Is it Augustine of Canterbury, St. Phillip, or St. Anthony?
Augustine.
St. Augustine of Canterbury, absolutely. Question number 2, the split in AD 1054 between the Roman Catholic Church and the Orthodox Church is called what? The argument, the schism, or the Great Divide?
The schism.
The schism. Question number 3, true or false? The term descendant means going beyond the physical world. True or false?
False.
Yeah, the correct word is transcendent, not descendant. Question number 4, in a story written about AD 700, this was a Christ-like figure who battled evil monsters and gave up his life in order to save others. Is it Beowulf, Samson, or Christopher?
Beowulf.
Beowulf, you got it. All right, here's question number 5. Because of its symbolism, imagery, and mystic numbers, the book of Revelation is also known as what? Horoscope, apocalypse, or mystery?
Apocalypse.
That is it, apocalypse. All right, guys, you got all 5 of those right. Let's move on now to the bonus question. It's worth 25 points. Here we go. This is a holy image of Jesus, the Virgin Mary, or the saints, often made out of gold leaf or other special materials. Is it a statue, an icon, or a painting?
Icon.
You got it, icon, and that is a round 3 sweep. Luke Liptak and Georgia Bensel, congratulations. You now have 300 points. Well done. Let's move over now to the blue team. Here we go. Thomas Yingling and Nick Savage with 135 points. Round 3 starts for you guys right now. Question number 1, when the magisterium officially proclaims a teaching on morals or faith, such a teaching is called what? Temporary, apostolic, or infallible?
Infallible.
That's it. Question number 2, this is a New Testament letter that was written by Paul or another apostle. A parable, an epistle, or a psalm? Need an answer, guys?
Epistle.
That's it. Question number 3, the feast of the exaltation of the Holy Cross on September 14th celebrates the finding of the true cross of Christ by this saint, Saint Helena, Saint Mary Magdalene, or Saint Anne.
May you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, absolutely. The feast of the exaltation of the Holy Cross on September 14th celebrates the finding of the true cross of Christ by this saint, Saint Helena, Saint Mary Magdalene, or Saint Anne.
Saint Helena.
That's it, Saint Helena. Good guess. Question number 4, true or false? Mardi Gras is the secular name given to the celebration on Shrove Tuesday, the day before Ash Wednesday. True or false?
True.
It is true. Question number 5. These were the military attempts by Christians to free the Holy Land from Muslim control. Is it the Civil War, the Crusades, or Cataclysm?
Crusades.
It was the Crusades. All right, guys, you got all 5 of those right. Let's move on now to the bonus question. It's worth 25 points. This is one of the oldest Christian symbols, best known as the symbol of the Holy Spirit. Is it a pyramid, a dove, or a cross?
A dove.
It is indeed a dove, and that is a round 3 sweep. So congratulations again, Thomas Yingling and Nick Savage. You guys now have 260 points, but the yellow team, Luke Liptak and Georgia Bensel, in the lead with 300 points. It's time now for another quick timeout. When we come back, it is our final round of play. It is the challenge round. Go nowhere. You're listening to Catholic Challenge Live right here on the Living Bread Radio Network.
The Living Bread Radio app is perfect for those times when you are away from the listening area. Just search Living Bread Radio at Google Play or the iTunes Store. It's totally free and has lots of great features. Proclaiming the truth with the Living Bread Radio app.
And welcome back to Catholic Challenge Live right here on the Living Bread Radio Network. Once again, we are live in Canal Fulton at Saints Phillip and James Elementary School. It's a great school out here in the northwest side of Stark County. And we've got a great game going. The yellow team, Luke Liptak and Georgia Bensel, in the lead with 300 points. But right behind them, Thomas Yingling and Nick Savage on the blue team with 260 points. It's still very much anyone's game. All right, we move now into the challenge round. It's a little bit different. It's our final round. Once again, here's Mr. Dan Mitchell, the principal here at Saints Phillip and James. He'll read the rules for us.
Our challenge round combines knowledge and speed. The first team to ring in may answer the question. If the answer is incorrect, no points are lost, but the other team will have the opportunity to hear the question in its entirety. Correct answers are worth 30 points each, and in case of a tie at the end of this round, we will have a tiebreaker question. The team with the most points at the end of this round will be awarded $200 for Saints Phillip and James School, and the losing team will be awarded $50, also for Saints Phillip and James School. So, contestants, get your buzzers ready. The challenge round starts now.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Mitchell, and thanks again for having us here at the school here today. All right, contestants, you heard him. Here we go. The challenge round starts right now. The most recent Catholic Church Council was what? Blue team.
Vatican II.
The Second Vatican Council. Question number 2. This apostle of Jesus received the keys of the kingdom from Jesus. Yellow team.
Peter.
The Rock, St. Peter. Question number 3. The ceiling of the Sistine Chapel at the Vatican in Rome was painted by whom? Blue team.
Michelangelo.
Michelangelo. Question number 4. Clopas and a friend were on the road to where when they met but did not recognize the risen Jesus? Yellow team.
Emmaus.
They were on the road to Emmaus. Question number 5. This is the source and summit of the Christian life. Blue team.
May you repeat the question?
Yeah, the question is, this is the source and summit of the Christian life. Need an answer, guys?
The Eucharist.
The Eucharist is the source and summit of our Christian life. All right, the yellow team is in the lead with 360, but right behind them, the blue team with 350. Continuing on, question number 6. Who are the successors to the apostles in the church today? Yellow team.
All of us.
No, I will reread the question. Blue team, you'll have an opportunity to answer. Who are the successors to the apostles in the church today? Need an answer, guys?
The priests. The priesthood.
No, the correct answer, the bishops and the pope. The bishops and the popes are the successors to the apostles. All right, that sound means that we are running short on time. This will be the final question with an only 10-point difference between the two teams. Here we go. This is the collection of the laws of the Catholic Church. Blue team.
The Ten Commandments.
I will reread the question. Yellow team, you'll have the opportunity to answer. This is the collection of the laws of the Catholic Church.
The doctrine.
No, the correct answer there, canon law. That is the correct answer. So that means that our game is over. And congratulations to the yellow team, Luke Liptak and Georgia Bensel, with 360 points. You guys are the winners. You've won $200 for your school. Congratulations to Thomas Yingling and Nick Savage with 350 points. No worries. You guys did very well. You've earned $50. So again, $250 donation to the school today. Add that from last week when we were here with the 7th graders, $500 in total that we have donated today to St. Phillip and James Elementary School, courtesy of our sponsors, Ziegler Tire and St. Raphael Books and Gifts. 360 to 350 is our final score. Thanks again to the teams for playing. And as always, special thanks to you for listening. I'm Michael Roberts, and until next time, do your part and defend the faith. We'll see you next week for another edition of Catholic Challenge right here on the Living Bread Radio Network.
You've been listening to Catholic Challenge Live, a production of the Living Bread Radio Network in Canton, Ohio. If you'd like to be a part of the program, email quiz@livingbreadradio.com. For a podcast of this show where you can listen on demand, go to livingbreadradio.com and join us next time for another edition of Catholic Challenge Live.